Welcome to Kung Fu Happer number 2. This is my bonus video. It is also the last video that I'm going to make tonight. This is a plot hole video. However, this plot hole video will only be dealing with Transformers. It won't be dealing with anything else but Transformers. So, it also won't be a long video, if I can help it. It will be a short video. It's going to have you either scratching your head and make you say, or you're going to think, damn, you know, Echo's either very, very right or very, very wrong, or just confused as fuck. It's more than likely I'm going to be confused as fuck. So before we begin, I'm going to say this to make sure that we are legit here. We are not doing anything from IEW. Excuse me, not IEW, IDW. We're not doing any of the IDW canon. And we are only sticking with the Transformers cartoon, not the comic, because the comic initially came from Marvel. So most of the stuff from the comic transferred into the cartoon. So, let's begin with the first fact. Who the fuck created the Transformers? Besides Alpha Trion. Who created them? Because if you go and watch the original Transformers the movie, where Optimus Prime fights the big one, the Quintessons made them. Now, some of the Quintessons are organic. Alright? This is going to be explained a little bit better as we go. Some of the Quintessons are organic, like they had scales, alright? But the main 5 Quintessons was like these light bulb looking things with 5 or 6 faces on them. They only had like tentacle things, but they didn't have scales. But some of the people that worked for the Decepticons, some of the people that worked for the Quintessons had literal like lizard arms and scales and shit. And if you have to watch the movie, because they were whipping the Sharkticons, and in that movie they dropped Hot Rod and Cup into the water, and the Sharkticons came swirling around like sharks, and they were knocking out the teeth because Bob Weep Grind I'll Weep Ninny Bond didn't work. Okay, now let's go all the way back to the Cybertron War. So as far as we know, including the comic, even though I said we're not going to use the comic, but including the comic and counting the cartoon, roughly on the same timeline, the Autobots existed at least 100 million years before human life existed. So that's some confusing ass shit right there. Alright? Just think about that. And the reason why I gave you that number, because I know I'm off by 100 million or so, but I know when they crashed on the Earth, and I could be wrong, it was either 800 years later or 1 million years later. You know what? We're going to Google that shit. Damn it. First, let's disconnect this. This way Google can tell me. Alright. Where's Google? Don't laugh at me. In the very first episode of Transformers, how long would the Transformers sleep when they crashed on Earth? I need to re-ask this question. In Generation 1 of Transformers, how long would the Transformers sleep when they crashed on Earth? Okay. When did the Autobots crash on Earth? Okay. The Ark left Cybertron 400 million years ago to shoot down asteroids and subsequently crash on Earth. So 400 million years ago, before humans existed. And you gotta think about that. 400 million years ago. Now let's see if it can actually answer a question with audio. Who existed first? The Cybertronians? Motherfucker. They didn't let me finish the question. Cybertronians existed before humans. Okay, so it's not talking, but Cybertronian species, wiki, more commonly known as human race of Transformers. The species Autobot. This is not what I need. This is the origin of Cybertronians. Cybertronians are a species of robotic organisms originated from the distant planet of Cybertron that had their essence transformed into robot bodies known as space transformers. It is also, to most humans, they are aliens from another world, which they're not exactly wrong. Alright, we're not going to go with that because I don't know if that's IDW. Alright, but we're going to try to ask this thing again. Are the Cybertrons from Transformers older than the humans?
According to Transformers Wiki, Cybertron is the home planet of the Transformers and the body of their creator, Primus.
Yeah, that's IDW. That wasn't a Marvel thing. Who is older, Cybertronians or humans? Humans, that's Transformer Wiki. There's a social creatures. Okay, we got the 400 million years ago. Which again, I don't know if that's going to be Wiki or goddamn. I don't know if that's going to be IDW or Marvel. But Marvel ran the cartoon. So in the Marvel cartoon, are the humans older? Okay, issues of American Comics and Marvel, telling the story about the Transformers, originally scheduled as a 4-series miniseries that spawned the mythology of an uninformed universe in the saga. Also in the UK, it's a sister title. Okay, I actually have that book. Number 2, 1984. Monthly. It's giving me everything but what I need. So let's click on notes. Nope. Let's click on reference. Nope. Alright. Did the humans exist before the Transformers? Though the Transformers directly observe human ordinates from earlier life forms, seemingly does not prevent most humans also believing. See, this is why I don't really use Google, because Google doesn't work for me. Who the hell is this guy? What does he have to do with the Transformers? Okay, typical human behavior, image, Marvel comic character noted. This is not Spike Witwicky, I can tell you that. Which is actually not his real name. I think Spike is actually supposed to be Sam. Unless Spike is the older brother. I don't really remember the comic that well. Can we get a bigger picture? That's the guy I'm looking at, but that's definitely not Spike from the cartoon. Okay, I'm clearly not going to get my answer here. So we're just going to pop that back in there. I swear. Okay, well, we're waiting on that. Freaking. Anyway, if we go with the 400 million years ago, that means the Autobots were around for a very, 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 very long time before humans existed. Now, the reason why I asked about the organic shit in the Quintessons was because if you go all the way to the last episode of Beast Machines, somewhere in there, in that saga of Beast Machines, they said Cybertron was always organic, which means if the Autobots were always metal, Cybertron's not their origin world, which goes back to who created the Transformers. Now, if you go by the cartoon and by Marvel, the Quintessons made the Transformers. But who the fuck made the Quintessons? You know what? Let's go with that. Who made the original Quintessons in Transformers?
According to the Transformers Wiki, fandom, Quintus Prime created the Quintessons with the Ember Stone.
That's all you're going to give me? You're not going to go to the part about Alpha Trion suspected he was murdered by the first Quintessons, then the second, and they didn't need him anymore, so Quintessons eventually developed space flight, and sought out a home planet. Sought out the home planet of their creator Cybertron. What the fuck? Yeah, see, this got to be IDW. Who created Quintus Prime? Okay, Quintus Prime is the 10th Prime created by Primus. Yeah, this is IDW. Because there was no Primus in the Marvel comic first. So, this totally messed me up. In Marvel's Transformers, who created the Quintessons? Okay, so now I gotta do this damn shit. That's what it just gave me, and I guess they're not going to use Marvel as canon. They're only going to use IDW, which doesn't really work for me, but we're going to hit on this quintessence shit. Come on, damn it. I hate technology. Yeah, so Quintessons are a bizarre ancient race whose dark history and shadowy mechanical nations are bound up with the history of the Transformers, with the connections to both Prime and Unicorn, Primus and Unicron. They are known in the Galaxy World Trader interrupting of businessmen, but their dealings will rarely level off in the lace of antiques and prepare subtitles, sub-manufacturing, scheming, advanced technology, brute force, but those didn't work. So they fell back on the legendary of Sharkticons and Alicons and their commands and the fleets and battleships as well. However, the Quintessons themselves had zero fighting ability and absolute cowards if they had nothing to hide behind, for example, as seen in the Powerless against the Sharkticon revolt. Okay, so most of that's kind of Marvel canon. Types of Quintessons. The Quintessons appear to have mostly, if not entirely, mechanical beings. They come in several directions or distinction forms, some which have the identifiers of the Quintessons. Bizarre court system. Quintesson judge, Quintesson bailiff, Quintesson executioner, Quintesson prosecutor, Quintesson scientist. Now, for the record, all these were in one body, but they had those faces, and there was more than one of them. You know, so just go watch the original Transformers. The judge is not only the Quintessons have multiple faces through only known expectations. 3 faces. The scientist, there were 5 faces on the damn thing. That's how I know the shit's fucked up. Primarily considered the trans-organic. One of the faces was generally damaged and scarred with the dwelling, which covered with the mask. The scientist is Decepticons and the Cybertrons. I'm just trying to scan through this thing, y'all. Security officer. Alright, can I see that? No, go back. Damn it. Okay. So this thing over here is the Quintesson. I don't know what the hell that is. It could be a Quintesson. So, I don't know what that guy is, but this over here is a Quintesson. And there's usually more than one face on them. But, let's see, we go back. Where the hell was I? The non-bailiff executioner humanoid Quintessons are exceedingly rare. So, it's a humanoid and non-bailiff. I have no idea what the fuck that means. So that's why I spelled it out for you. It's a time window to change the Cybertron history, stop the slave revolt. Okay, so I clearly missed that one. Generation 1 continuity family, Generation 1 continuity, Transformers. Alright, we don't need to know all the voices of the guys. A long time ago. Okay. I know you see my damn lights! Anyway, sorry about that. I'm not deleting this video. That's Quintesson. And these other things are either the guards or a different version of Quintessons, but as you can see, it has 3 heads that are visible. So, again, we get back to where it was. Cybertron, Transorganics. Alright. Some of the early experiments of creating artificial is a result of the Transorganics. Some Quintessons turned to the forbidden arts, and they were banished to other dimensions. The Quintessons eventually created 2 lines of scientific robots. One of the lines of the robots was designed for domestic duties, labor, would later be known as the Autobots. The other line is designed for military use, which would later be known as the Decepticons. The Quintessons, unexpectedly, were cruel to the creations, eventually leading them to a worldwide rebellion. The rebellion started by an Autobot named A3. I think that would later become Alpha Trion. I could be wrong there. Forced to flee the planet, the Quintessons eventually settled on a small, twisted planet of Quintessa, but fostered an undyingly hatred for all Transformers for the next 11 million years. So you see the confusion on who made the Transformers and how old they are. Alright, so the Quintessons eventually, okay, we did that for 11 million years. They also spent their time productively selling technology to other races and manipulating in political, military comments and regions in space, increasing their sales. So they were just basically creepy businessmen. Alright. So, by the year 2005, they were shown to capture prisoners on trial and feed them to the Sharkticons. They did that to Cup and Hot Rod in the movie. Also in the movie, for the record, one Dinobot was missing. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Snarl. But there's supposed to be 5 Dinobots. Alright, the original 3 plus 2 more. Swoop was definitely there. I think the other 3 were there. I know Grimlock was there. But anyway, you got to go watch the movie. Okay, so Spike Witwicky, and doesn't mention Carly, doesn't mention Daniel. That's his wife and his child, in case y'all don't know. The Quintessons betrayed Galvatron almost immediately after the battle. He won. I think the Quintessons had something to do with the destruction of Unicron. But really, that was the Matrix. So these are Quintessons too. And this is the guy said that had the scales and shit. So I don't know if he's one of the ones that built the guys that are right beside him or not. See if I can make it bigger. Alright. So you got this guy here and you got those 2 guys over there. Alright. Those 2 guys on the far right, they're Quintessons, but they look different than the ones that were just had the regular tentacle things. You know. So now you see why there's some confusion. But if they're technical organic, how they exist, how they come into existence. Now let's get back to the topic so I can end this video. Who the fuck created the Quintessons? Or the Quintessons? Who created the Quintessons? If the Quintessons created the Autobots and the Decepticons or the Cybertronians, and they had I guess Cybertron was a metal planet, but if you go all the way to the last episode of Beast Machines, somewhere in that season, it's either the Oracle or it's the Plant Lady, but somebody mentions that Cybertron was always organic. And if you go to the beginning of the first Transformers series, the episode, like number 1, they talk about how there was a golden age, and in the golden age, Cybertron was gold. It wasn't junky, rusty silver. It was freaking gold. It was before the rebellion. Alpha Trion talks about it in a couple of episodes, like in the 2nd season or so. Alpha Trion made Ultra Magnus, I think, but he definitely made Elita 1, and he made Optimus. And you don't know if the third guy became Ultra Magnus, because Ultra Magnus and Prime were best friends according to the lore. And we're only going with Marvel and the cartoon. Alright? Now, when Orion Pax got shot in the cartoon, the aerial bots brought him back, and they what's his name turned him into Optimus Prime, and then he turned what's her face into Alita 1. See how confusing this shit is? But if you go back and watch it, you're gonna ask yourself the same question: who made the Quintessons? Because they are part organic, so how did they come into existence? Secondly, how old are the freaking Autobots? If they crashed on Earth for 4 million years and slept until Teletran 1 somehow got bumped, like an earthquake or a volcano or whatever the hell it was, it shook Teletran 1 and it shot up the satellite. The satellite went around all the Earth. And I'll tell you, this was like the part that really messed me up. Now, you don't have to agree with me. And you can consider this to be as stupid as I'm going to say it. But is it stupid, though? It's stupid from how I look at it. Teletran 1 belongs to the Autobots. Why would he revolve the Decepticons? Why would he revive the Decepticons first? Now, if you watch the cartoon, I don't remember which Decepticon it is it revives first. But it revives that Decepticon first. And that Decepticon pulls all the other Decepticons into the laser. And all the Decepticons are revived. Hold on. Why does Teletran 1 revive the Decepticons first? Why did Teletran 1 help the Decepticons on the Ark? Let's go ahead and click on this shit. Alright, Transformers, why did Teletran 1 help the Decepticons, all Cybertronians? Okay. No. I don't want that. Alright, go back. We'll go somewhere else. This is Reddit. Okay. Why did Teletran 1 revive the Decepticons? Why do you keep... I'm not trying to do that, damn it. Alright. I don't want to deal with Reddit. And this doesn't have any other option. Okay, maybe this will do it. Okay, so this is fandom. The name of Teletran 1 refers to a trans character ideal. The first character... That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, Teletran 1 is... It's not what I'm looking for. You know, I don't understand how you ask one question and you get everything but the one question that you need. Okay, what happened to Teletran 1? Transformers cartoon. Unsurprisingly, for a computer belonging to a group of scientific robots, Teletran 1 verbal interface was very advanced. Teletran 1 was quite likely destroyed when the Trapticons crumbled the volcano surrounding the Ark. Okay. Who was the first ever Transformer? First ever Transformer to appear in the series is Wheeljack, episode Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. Yeah, because Wheeljack and Bumblebee were being chased. I have no idea who Nemesis Prime is. Who is the oldest Transformer alive? Alpha Trion. That was an easy one. Who's the oldest living Transformer? Again, Alpha Trion. Why? Who is the youngest Transformer? Bumblebee. Not possible. Hot Rod's younger than Bumblebee. So they already fucked that up. Who replaced Optimus when he died? Generation 1. Rodimus Prime. And Galvatron. Rodimus Prime is actually Hot Rod, for those who don't know. Who is Optimus' son? How the hell did Autobots even procreate? Who the hell is Skyrocket? Yeah, that's gotta be some IEW shit right there. Who's Bumblebee's dad? Yeah, we're gonna ignore that. What is Bumblebee's race? Yeah, damn it. Okay. I asked a simple question, and I can't get an answer. Let's try it again. Who does Teletran 1 revive first, and why? More fandom. Damn it, that is not the question. When the hell did Optimus get a brother? Oh, so now they're saying Ultra Magnus is his brother. He's supposed to be his best friend. Okay. We're going to try this one more time. History of Teletran 1. We are not going to look at the history of Teletran 1. I just want to know why Teletran 1 revived the Decepticons first. Let's see if it gives me that. In Transformers G1, why did Teletran 1 revive the Decepticons first? It won't talk to me, and it won't give me the answer that I'm looking for. How did the Transformers wake up on Earth after they crashed? Why does Transformers Stories start 100 years ago after Megatron crash landed? Well, that gotta be IDW. Okay, let's try it again. And more than meets the eye, who revives the Decepticons? It wouldn't let me finish. For the love of God. G1 Transformers, more than meets the eye. Who revives the Transformers? Okay. Maybe it'll give me something. Okay. Many million years ago, Cybertron, the Autobots, engaged the Decepticons, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Just shows pictures of the battle, blah, 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 blah. Teletran 1 sends a Sky Spy to the satellite to coordinate the new world and scan an example of things to transform the Autobots into. Alternate modes, the Decepticons. Skywarp happens to be the one in the path of the repair beam. Okay, so I knew he woke up one of the Decepticons first. Skywarp is a jet. What happens after that? Skywarp revives Megatron and the Decepticons, leaving all the Autobots like sleep. So then they declare their mission to find energy has not changed, and Starscream leaves part of the chute blast of rock, and that ship attempts to bury it further into the thing. He tries to like cover the rest of the arc. And in doing that, I guess that's what put Teletran 1. It must have knocked one of the Autobots into the path. I don't remember, but I do know that the Autobots eventually do wake up and have the ability to transform. Sparkplug, Wiki, and Spike are at work on an oil rig, and then the Autobots come. There's a big-ass battle, and they befriend the Autobots. Alright, so you get the gist. That does not answer the question on why, because I don't know what the hell's going on with Google, so I don't use this motherfucker as much as possible. Anyway, why does Teletran 1 revive the Decepticons first? And I know if you look at the cartoon, it's just going to be like, well, it was just dumb luck. Okay, I can go with dumb luck. What I can't go with is, why in the hell do we don't know how the Autobots were created? But to know how the Autobots were created, because we do know that they were created by the Quintessons. But we don't know who created the Quintessons, because they are not sentient. They aren't birthed. They don't have like a mother and a father. They don't procreate like humans do. So the real question is, who created the Quintessons? Was Cybertron ever organic? And why in the hell did Teletran 1 revive the Decepticons first? So we can answer that one. By sheer dumb luck, one of the Decepticons happened to be in the right path at the right place at the right time, and that one happened to be Skywarp. Okay? So that's how we answer that. But we also know that the Decepticons slept on Earth for 100 million years. So before life even began on Earth, it was just an unknown blue dot in the sky. And let's not forget, we don't know what direction the Autobots came to Earth from. We know they came out of our galaxy, and the Cybertron is in a whole nother galaxy or a whole nother universe. It's more likely a whole nother galaxy because the universe is big. A galaxy is inside of a universe. I think I've explained that right. Let me find out. This is the last thing I'm going to do for Google tonight. Is the galaxy bigger than the universe, or the universe bigger than the galaxy?
According to Night Sky Network, NASA, the Milky Way is big, but some galaxies, like our Andromeda galaxy neighbor, are much larger. The universe is all of the galaxies, billions of them.
Okay, so the universe is bigger than the galaxy. Which means, in some part of the universe, Cybertron was somewhere within a proximity of FTL drive to get to Earth. And somehow they obviously got lost in space, and they crashed on Earth before humans existed. So where the hell was Jesus when all this was going on? Y'all didn't see that coming, did you? But it is a great question, right? Because you have these Autobots, you have these machines from millions of years in the past, like millions of years in the past, that crash land on Earth for another millions of years. So what the fuck? Now, if you go by the movies, it was the Allspark that gave them all life. Where the fuck the bodies come from? Where did the bodies come from? No. Now, if you go by the cartoon, Alpha Trion, the Quintessons had pretty much built them and brought them to life. Alpha Trion was one of the first pioneer robots, and then he led the revolt, I guess, and then the military Decepticons decided that we're going to get up and destroy all the Autobots and keep Cybertron for ourselves, which pretty much is what happened. And the war, let's try it again so that I don't fuck this up. How long was the first Cybertronian war?
According to Transformers Wiki, the Great War lasted 8 million stellar cycles. It ended with the Decepticons being driven from Cybertron by the Autobots, although they were granted amnesty, and that the Autobots' mastery of the space bridges and throwing the Allspark through one was integral to their victory.
That is IDW. In the cartoon Transformers, how long was the Cybertronian war? Let's see what we get.
According to Transformers Wiki, the Great War lasted 8 million stellar cycles. It ended with the Decepticons being driven from Cybertron by the Autobots, although they were granted amnesty, and that the Autobots' mastery of the space bridges and throwing the Allspark through one was integral to their victory.
How many years is 8 million stellar cycles? Yeah, couldn't answer that one, huh? We're just going to say, I guess, 8 million years. This whole amnesty thing, that didn't happen until way after Transformers the movie. In fact, it really didn't happen until after Rodimus became the leader for the second time, and Optimus and them went to become Headmasters and Power Masters. So, yeah. Okay, so this goes 2010. No, we're not talking about the movies. I want old school shit. How long is the lifespan? The average lifespan of a Cybertronian is extremely long. Like, they are practically immortal, and they can live for millions of years. Yeah, no shit. Now, let's back to the first Transformer. It is Wheeljack. Because they were getting chased. How old is Prime in human years? Well, having settled 5 million years is the age of Prime. It stands reasons that he has led about 9 million years old, counting the time of Orion. No matter the age, all of those years were at war explains Optimus as much as a strong desire for peace. No shit. Okay. Transformers died first. Megatron is killed in the first movie. Well, Sam. Okay, we're not going to that because that's like not relevant to this video. What was Optimus' old name? Orion Pax. All right. Which Transformer killed Ratchet? Okay. I don't know who James Savoy is, but I don't know how he killed Ratchet. Ratchet was killed in Transformers the movie on the ship on the way to Earth. Megatron's real name has always been Megatron, not Galvatron. Okay. Yeah. You're done. Anyhow, we're going to end this video with that. Who in the hell made the Quintessons? We know that the Quintessons made the Autobots and the Decepticons or the Cybertronians. We don't know how old they actually are. We know that they slept on Earth for 4 million years before human life began. And then if you want to get technical and go into Beast Wars and Beast Machines, we know that they can time travel. Alright? Because in Beast Wars is deep in the future. It's so deep in the future that Optimus Prime and Megatron have either joined the Matrix or they don't exist anymore. So you have a new Optimus Primal and a new Megatron who get in a ship and go to explore space, somehow get knocked through a rift in time, and go all the way back to find the actual fucking Ark. But because the radiation is so powerful on Earth, they have to have organic bodies instead of metallic bodies. So they become organic metallic or metallic organic, however the hell you want to say it. Optimus becomes an ape, and Megatron becomes a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, who can fly. And then you have all the other cast. And eventually you have old school Ravage, who comes back through time, and he's all jacked up and been reconstructed and everything, and he's secretly a bounty hunter, but back in the past, he secretly goes back to being a damn Decepticon. But he doesn't make it. I'm sorry if you guys haven't seen Beast Wars or Beast Machines. But at the end of Beast Machines, both Optimus Primal and freaking Megatron bite the bullet. Let's confirm that. Who survives Beast Machines?
According to Wikipedia, following their victory in the Beast Wars, the surviving Maximals, Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Black Arachnia, and Rattrap, finally returned to Cybertron only to discover that their people have vanished, and the world is now ruled by the mindless Viacons.
Okay, but you didn't give me the answer I was looking for. Does Optimus Primal die in Beast Machines?
According to Transformers Wiki, following the quantum surge, Primal was left dead. Within transwarp space, he found himself being dragged into the afterlife by a horde of monsters.
Okay, that must be IDW. But anyway, if you watch the cartoon, Optimus Primal does die. Now, this is some crap. How does Optimus Primal die? And it says Optimus Prime sacrifices himself, dying again only for a few short episodes after the later rebirth. Prime will make a final petition and return. This is Japanese Transformers. That is not... Yeah. Okay. Does Optimus Prime die in Beast Wars? That's what they were talking about with Optimus Prime will being dragged by monsters. Because that was Beast Wars, not Beast Machines. Optimus Primal was killed while destroying the Vogue planet Buster. He did get resurrected. A sparkless monster using voodoo ceremony. Rhinox rescues Prime Spark from the transwarp space, restoring him to his body. Alright, that's one you can see. Who kills Optimus Primal? Megatron. Ambushed and impaled. Nope. Okay, that's not like what happens in the goddamn cartoon. Anyway. At the end of Beast Machines, god damn it. at the end of Beast Machines, is the planet organic? Okay, I'm not gonna watch 21 minutes. You guys are just gonna go watch that yourself. This is what happens at the end of Beast Machines, so we're gonna click on that. The Synapse following their victory in the Beast Machines, the surviving Maximals. Optimus Primal did not survive. I don't know why it's right there. Cheetor, Brachyarachnia, Rat Trap finally returned to Cybertron to discover. It just did that. That is not what I need. Okay, long before Prime inbound life into the 3 original Transformers and the Quintessons arrived, they pick up Cybertron wasn't organic, was a world of organic. The animal life forms roamed the surface. See, again, are the Maximals organic, techno-organic? That's the word I was looking for. When formatted by the original, the Oracle, the Maximals become entirely new type of being that merge with a true organic life with Cybertrons and construct their cellular level. So that's when they got fucking to Beast Wars. They had to become technical organic. But they started off as technical. Yeah, they were not organic. They were just like machines. Wikipedia, Google. When somebody asks you a question, why can't you just give me the answer to the question instead of making me have to go through all this damn work? Anyway, moving on. We're going to end it with that because I want you guys to go watch Beast Machines and Beast Wars. And spoiler alert, Beast Machines has a good ending, which is still a cop-out. It ends with the beginning of Beast Wars, which the beginning is a cop-in with little to no explaining, and then I guess they kind of ran out of money because they did finish it, but it was like a cop-out ending because prepare to be reformatted. Megatron, who somehow managed to put his spark in Optimus's old body when he became like Optimus Primal the Jet, who was squeezing the shit out of Optimus Primal the Ape, and then they fell into this hole, and Optimus Primal released all the power that he had and destroyed Megatron and himself. Now, I know you're all thinking, thanks for fucking that up for us, Echo, but I'm going to tell you, if you watch it, it's still going to be fucked up. It's worth the watch, but you're going to have more questions than answers because when you go back to watching Beast Machines and you find out within like maybe the 3rd or 4th episode, the Maximals have landed on prehistoric Earth. That's why they could be dinosaurs and shit. Because they got, I think, it's not Teletran 1, but whatever the maximum computer was, it scanned all the animals, and I'm pretty sure it scanned some cave drawings, but I'm not going to swear to it. But there is a part where, the hell is his name? Damn it. I can't think of his name, but he's the Velociraptor. Damn it. What's the name of the Velociraptor in Transformers Beast Wars?
According to Beast Wars Transformers Wiki, fandom, Dinobot is a Transformer in the Beast Wars universe. He was originally a member of the Predacons, but he later joined the Maximals. His beast mode is a Velociraptor.
And he lived by a code of honor, but, Google wouldn't finish that. Don't know if you guys can read it, but there it is. Now, that being said, and me ruining Beast Wars and Beast Machines for you, I want you guys to give me your opinion. How old are the fucking Cybertronians? Was Cybertron originally organic? And if so, how they all become metal? And all of a sudden, the Cybertronians are now Autobots and Decepticons. And then you go all the way back through time to become Maximals and Predacons and Beast Machines. Now, before I go, side note, complete side note, irrelevant to everything else, but relevant to everything else. So if you read the Marvel comics of Cybertron and Transformers, the Predacons transform into Predaking. That's also in the cartoon. there were other robots that did the same thing, just like Devastator, because Devastator was first. And then you got the Stunticons and the Aerial Bots. And then you have Minosaur. And you have so many other ones. And then eventually you have the Predacons that become Predaking. You have the Rescue Bots. They become whatever the hell the name is of that guy. Then you have the city, city's Maximus or some shit like that. And you have Maximus eventually becomes a headmaster. And his friend becomes his head. I forgot how that happened. Who is also a headmaster, if you go by the cartoons. So it's like headmaster with a headmaster with a headmaster. Alright? I don't remember how the hell it works. But then Springer and RC become headmasters. Optimus becomes a power master. And somebody else becomes a power master, which is why Rodimus becomes the leader of the Autobots again back on Earth. But Spike, Carly, and Daniel, who is in RC's head, have to go to that planet until they can cure Daniel. So until they can find a cure to keep Daniel and get him out of RC's head, he became a fucking headmaster. So, yeah. It's a really complicated situation. Which goes back to, what the hell happened if Cybertron was organic originally? How the hell did all this stuff happen? So you guys have some plot holes now. Thank you for having me. Thank you for helping me. And this is not only just an educational moment, but, you know, it will make you think. And you'll be like, we're going to have to do some research on Transformers. Thanks, Echo, for giving us the finger. Well, I wouldn't purposely give you the finger, but I gave you the educational moment because it's a plot hole. These are plot holes that I can't answer. I need you guys to help me answer them, because there's a lot more plot holes that I want to do with Power Rangers too, but for now, we're going to end this because it's almost midnight and I got to go meet a veteran and stuff tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Echo from Grey Wolf. This is Comfort Habit number 2, BC.